Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Wrestling vs. the World podcast. We all enjoying your day, sweet. If not, what the hell ever. So, I decided to go for something a bit more positive. I know positivity doesn't exactly draw here on YouTube, because we've seen the numbers themselves, but I'm still going to do this regardless. And I was thinking to myself, what are some of the best pay-per-views / PLEs in WWE history that aren't of the big four? Being Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. So I was trying to go throughout the list that I can find, and you're going to see a pattern here where a lot of these aren't recent shows, mainly because, a lot of these shows I have not been watching, because, I've been kind of disconnected with wrestling in terms of, pay-per-views and everything for the past 6 years. Occasionally I'll watch a full show, but a lot of them I miss. But I was going through the list and trying to figure, what are the 15 best pay-per-views? So like I said, anything that's not Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series will be on this list. So let's go over them. First one that I got on the list, and again, there's going to be no particular order. First one, Backlash 2000. I've already covered that show here on the podcast. I mean, this more than made up for how poor WrestleMania was that year. Hands down. AKA the Overstack card, Backlash. You had a lot of amazing things on the show. The main event of Rock Triple H. Love it. Dean Malenko, Scotty 2 Hotty, a hidden gem of a match. Benoit versus Jericho. Yeah, you had the weird little comedy thing of Big Show impersonating Hogan against Kurt Angle. But it's like this show from top to bottom was stellar. The tag match of Edge and Christian versus DX, being X-Pac and Road Dogg, and all these other things. This was a really fantastic show, and it still holds up to this day as being one of the best pay-per-views ever. Especially, like I said, especially of Backlash. So, Backlash 2000, definitely one that I have to recommend. Like I said, if you want to see my review of it, it's on the podcast. Number 2. Now, this is going to be one that's one of the first ones that happened during the brand split, of course, in a way. Well, not one of the first, but as soon as this stuff started kicking in. Vengeance 2003. Back during the period where Paul Heyman, the Advocate, or High Counselor, whatever his professional name is at this point. This was back when he was still a writer in I believe he's still the writer during this time of SmackDown. And SmackDown, in terms of quality, was doing fantastically during this time. Because, you look at Vengeance 2003, and it was a clear-cut indication. Benoit Guerrero to determine the first WWE United States Champion. I'm saying WWE emphasis because they were reviving it under the WWE banner. Cena Undertaker. You had the tag title match of Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio, I believe. Yeah, I think so, against Team Angle, aka World's Greatest Tag Team. The Triple Threat main event of Big Show under Lesnar versus Kurt Angle. That one was really damn good. Even the little oddity match that you saw of Sable versus Stephanie in a no countout match was okay. But not everything's got to be the highest quality. The Barroom Brawl was a fun match to see the action of, so this was definitely a great overall show, especially as a brand-exclusive pay-per-view back during 2003. If you were tired of freaking Triple H's Reign of Terror, which I've also already covered, you could go to SmackDown, watch a pay-per-view like this, be like, okay, yeah, I love this. Number 3, another one that was technically brand-exclusive, in a way, because, this was Raw, but this was also during the draft lottery period. Vengeance 2005. Holy crap, I love this. Yeah, you had a bit of the off match of Christy Hemme versus Victoria, but you look at the rest. You had a solid match of Carlito versus Shelton Benjamin. The awesome match between Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle is a bit of a WrestleMania rematch. Edge and Kane was alright, although the storyline, we know that Kane was just thrown in there because Matt Hardy wasn't around due to real-life issues going on there. Cena, Jericho, Christian was a great triple threat, and that Hell in a Cell between Batista and Triple H, mwah, love it. Fantastic freaking match. And like I said, the show overall, 2 thumbs up, without a shadow of a doubt. Number 4, going back to the Attitude Era. And a few of these are going to have, some of these are going to have patterns in them. But number 4 I got on the list, Fully Loaded 2000. You know I cannot resist this one. That Last Man Standing match between Triple H and Chris Jericho, to me, is still the best Last Man Standing match in WWE history. Just a little bit above Triple H, Randy Orton from 2007. The Rock versus Chris Benoit. Another great one. Rikishi doing the big splash to Sean Morley on the cage. Yeah, I'm not going to refer to him by his wrestling name because screw him. But that big splash off the top of the cage was freaking amazing. European title match worked for Eddie Guerrero versus Perry Saturn. The TNA versus Team Extreme tag match worked for what it was. Definitely one of those high-quality matches. Even Kurt Angle versus Undertaker could have been better. I know they had a 5-star classic and a pay-per-view that I'll cover later on. But, they were building stuff up the main talent that was there for a while versus the newer talent that was trying to get the rising up towards the top of the ladder. So definitely a high recommendation. Now another one, the other one that I got from 2000, Judgment Day. This, another hidden gem show, because I think a good amount of people recognize this as a fantastic show, but not a whole lot. I mean, you had Team Eck, Edge Christian, and Kurt Angle versus Too Cool. Triple Threat European title match was Eddie, Perry Saturn, and Dean Malenko. Big Show Shane for the Falls Count Anywhere match worked. The Iron Man match main event, unbelievable. Even with the iffy finish there, Jericho Benoit submission match, these two had fantastic chemistry. So another overall very high quality show. And like I said, that main event, the Iron Man match, I definitely prefer that over Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart from WrestleMania 12. I can say that for sure. Number 6, One Night Stand 2005. Yeah, the show didn't have a advertisement in terms of what matches you were going to see because it was a celebration show for ECW/reunion compared to what we see the next year. But I mean, there was a lot of quality here. Jericho, Lance Storm, because I know you had Just Incredible in there. Dudley Boyz versus Tommy Dreamer, Sandman with the Enter Sandman entrance, which you don't get on Peacock or the network now, or maybe if it's going to be on Netflix at this point, or whatever the hell they're going to have in their packages. Masato Tanaka and Mike Awesome fucking put on a damn good banger. You had names like Super Crazy, Sabu, Rhino, so on and so forth. Rob Van Dam cutting a promo with... what was his... Mike Alfonso. I was about trying to remember his manager there. You had the whole Heyman promo earlier on, calling out the WWE faithfuls, the big brawl at the end of the show, and Stone Cold getting involved, telling everybody, get rid of Eric Bischoff. Although you should not have had Benoit doing the diving headbutt, but an overall fantastic freaking show there in the Hammerstein Ballroom. Classic. Number 7, we're going to go to Backlash again, because this is going to be the second time out of a good amount that I see put Backlash on. Backlash 2007. Now, this was around after the brand exclusive pay-per-views finally died off. I think the last one was maybe No Way Out. No, I think it was December to December, or Armageddon 2006, I think was the last one. It was either that or No Way Out 2007. But Backlash, you had Undertaker versus Batista in the last man standing match. Great and an explosive finish there. The Fatal 4-Way WWE Championship match, Cena, Shawn Michaels, Edge, Randy Orton. Great, even though I'm a little iffy on the finish. I've already talked about it in Cena's 2006 to 2007 WWE title run. Mickie James versus Molina was a solid match. The ECW title match, it was fine, but then you remember Vince won the title and you got Do-Rag McMahon. Damn it, pal. You have the tag match, Hardy Boys versus Trevor Murdoch and Lance Cade. That was really damn good. I don't think there was any other matches. If there were, my memory might be slipping a bit, but this was another high-quality show, and coming off of WrestleMania 23, which I think was also another really good WrestleMania at the time, 2 back-to-back bangers, can't go wrong. Number 8, now I talked about this in the video that I filmed back in 2016. I was iffy between One Night Stand and this one, which was going to be number 1, but I still feel this is a hidden gem overall. No Way Out 2006. I love this show so much. Benoit, Booker T for the United States Championship. These two never fail with a match. Ray versus Randy was a really good match, even if the build was iffy because they had to bring up Eddie Guerrero's name for trying to get heat on Randy Orton. Cruiserweights, can't go wrong. I think Bobby Lashley had his undefeated streak broken here in this one against JBL because of Funley. Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker, 5-star classic main event. Absolutely love that match so much. I mean, 2006 wasn't the most notable year in terms of quality for pay-per-views and storylines and everything, and especially because you had a cluster of pay-per-views. I've already talked about that before, but this is a real good high point at this point, even if the company wasn't going to be in the best shape really going on later on throughout the year. Number 9, now we're going to go in the month of December, Armageddon 2008. There weren't a whole lot of overall quality Armageddon pay-per-views, but 2008 was a standout one. Even if they got a little bit iffy on what they were doing with the ECW title match, Matt Hardy was supposed to defend against Vladimir Kozlov, then they changed to being now it's non-title match because we got to make the champion lose, but we don't want Kozlov to win a title here. I mean, he would with the tag titles, but no single title, damn it! Because you have to upset Mother Russia and all that other shite. CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio in the tournament final to determine the number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Great, and they would even have even more crazy matches later on in 2010. The John Cena versus Chris Jericho match, I feel, is better than the matches that they had at Survivor Series and even SummerSlam a few years prior. when Jericho tried to get the rematch for the title. Belfast Brawl between Finlay and Mark Henry was fine. And that WWE Championship Triple Threat, holy crap, was that great. And Jeff Hardy getting his moment against Edge and Triple H. Oh, one of those damn good, feel-good moments. And you could tell just how much that moment meant to Jeff Hardy by his reaction and celebration. Just slamming the chair down in excitement. You can't help but love it. You can't help but love it. Number 10. Now, I know a lot of people get criticized WWE modern, like, PLE/pay-per-views for having, like, not many matches, so not a lot of people are having matches on the card. But this was a case where you had a few matches on the card, and it worked to perfection. In Your House, Canadian Stampede from July of 97. Up in Canada, eh? Like, I think that was Calgary, because I remember Brad screwing up calling it the Calgary Saddle Dome, because he was saying, in your house pay-per-view, eh? But Triple H versus Mankind, solid match, even if it ended in no contest. Great Sasuke versus Taka Michinoku, another really good match. Vader versus Undertaker was solid. I know they also had another solid match earlier that year at the Royal Rumble, but this being a title match, it worked, and I know it was supposed to be Undertaker versus Ahmed Johnson instead, but Ahmed got hurt. But I mean, I think this was the next best option, and it actually worked between these two. And that 10-man tag match, Hart Foundation versus Team USA of Stone Cold, the Road Warriors, Ass Dust, and Ken Shamrock. My God, was that amazing. I mean, only 4 matches on a pay-per-view, and it worked to perfection. You don't always have to stack a card with like 8 matches and everything to have a high-quality show. This pay-per-view proved it. Number 11. I love this one so much. Money in the Bank 2011. Whoo! During a period where the company started to pick up steam again, get hot again, because this was coming after the pipe bomb from CM Punk. But I mean, you had so many crazy things, like both Money in the Bank ladder matches were really damn good, even though Alberto Del Rio won one of them. But you also had Daniel Bryan win the other one, and we saw what happened after that. Kelly versus one of the Bella Twins, it was whatever, you're not going to get much quality there. Big Show and Mark Henry, I think, I think this was like on the card, because I remember Big Show getting taken out afterwards and the whole Hall of Pain thing. That worked to keep building on Mark Henry as a big monstrous heel during this period. Christian versus Randy Orton worked, and of course, the whole sneaky thing that you had to see in there of Christian trying to go with the rules, saying that, hey, he can win the title via disqualification for the World Heavyweight Championship. He got after spitting in Orton's face and then getting kicked in the nuts. I mean, yeah, you won the title. Was it really worth it if you risk infertility? And then that main event was on fire. Cena, Punk, WWE Championship, so much at stake, incredible match. I know a lot of people will sometimes once in a while say they don't want to see another Punk-Cena match, but I say why not? These two always freaking delivered. I mean, Money in the Bank 2011, Night of Champions 2012, the match on Raw like back in February 2013 for Cena's shot at WrestleMania 29. These two never failed to deliver in one-on-one matches. You got quality every single time. Why would you be mad about seeing a high-quality match even if it happens more than once? I mean, we got more high-quality matches between Cena and Punk compared to Cena and Orton, just because it was the same thing over and over again that lacked any creativity, but this was incredible during one of the hot periods during this company, especially after years where they were struggling to gain any attention whatsoever. 12th entry on the list. Another Backlash. This is going to be the second to last Backlash on the list, but Backlash 2009. A really damn good show. Steamboat showed that even after 15 years away from having a singles match on pay-per-view, he could still go when he went up against Jericho. The 6-man tag match for the WWE Championship worked of Batista, Triple H, and Shane versus Legacy. Even if people are mixed about a singles title being on the line in a tag match, but I mean, it worked. You gotta admit it worked. Punk versus Kane, I don't remember the storyline build, but I mean, that was fine for what we got there. Christian versus Jack Swagger for the ECW title was also really good, and seeing Christian win the championship so soon after he came back, I think worked. And that main event of Cena versus Edge Last Man Standing to finally close this feud, insane. And I would say explosive, because the finish. But I mean, that was like a really, really damn good Last Man Standing match as well. So another overall quality show. Barely anything bad you can know. Yeah, you saw the stuff with Great Khali and Santina and Beth, which was weird, but that was whatever. 13. Another one that was absolutely amazing. Extreme Rules 2012. You could not go wrong with this show. Punk Jericho in the Chicago Street Fight. Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus for the World Heavyweight title in the 2 out of 3 falls match. Brock Cena. I know people question the finish of Brock losing, but I guess it could have been his way of giving back to the company because of the bad blood from when he left. And to be fair, it took steel steps to put Brock down, so it wasn't like a decisive fluke victory or anything. It took something extra to put away the Beast. I believe he had Shane. No, I was about to say Sheamus Kofi for the U.S. title, but that was the year prior, and I'll touch on that a little bit. I know the Divas Championship was also on the line. Like, some matches I'm forgetting a little bit, but it's just like this was one of those highly celebrated shows because you had so many quality matches overall in this event. And WrestleMania 28 from the pay-per-view prior was also actually a really good show. So once again, another instance of 2 back-to-back pay-per-views like actually delivering, and Extreme Rules still holding up as being one of the best quality shows overall. That's another one where you can't go wrong. Number 14, I was thinking about this one, and I was remembering stuff to show that this was another really good one. Extreme Rules 2011. Now, I know we were supposed to see R-Truth in the Triple Threat main event for the WWE Championship. He got taken out, replaced by John Morrison, smoking cigarette, little Jimmy, and all that shit. But, I mean, the Triple Threat Steel Cage of Cena, Miz, and Morrison, it worked for the Triple Threat, and Cena winning for the championship again, and then announcing, oh, Osama Bin Laden's dead. Yay, cheer. Christian versus Alberto Del Rio for the vacant World Heavyweight title ladder match. Another great match overall. Yeah, he had the weird stuff with the country whipping strap match or whatever that happened for the tag with JR and King and all them, but it was whatever. Punk versus Randy Orton in the last man standing match, another really solid match. And a few other things that were thrown in there. I know, oh yeah, I forgot. They also had Sheamus and Kofi. I was trying to remember that one. For the U.S. title in the tables match. That was fun, and they worked a pretty nice finish there. So that was another one that I can say was another really good one. And I think people would definitely prefer seeing this after you see the negative reactions that happened to WrestleMania prior to that, because so many people say, it's the worst WrestleMania ever, even though I've honestly seen worse. Okay, chill. And number 15, the other Backlash that I thought was also another really highly quality one. Backlash 2001. This one might have a bit of mixed opinions. Some people say it's solid. I think it was actually a really, really good show, because the tag main event, winner take all, was really awesome, of two-man power trip versus the Brothers of Destruction. Raven versus Rhino for the hardcore title. Possibly the best hardcore championship match in WWE history. Some other matches might be good contenders, but this was actually really, really damn good. The ultimate submission match between Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit, and I say more. The insane jump by Shane off the top of the stage to Big Show in their last minute, or Falls Count Anywhere match. Or, no, that was last minute standing. Okay. I was trying to remember because I was getting it mixed up with the Judgment Day one from before. That last minute standing match worked. You saw a triple threat for the European Championship. Matt Hardy, Christian, Eddie Guerrero, and a few other things. But I mean, and this was another one where 2 back-to-back pay-per-views, really good. Backlash 2001, I know, and this was I know people may not be fully on board, especially with the main event, because Stone Cold heel turn, I've already talked about that before. But I mean, this actually worked for that tag match and everything, even if things would kind of fall off the rails a little bit afterwards because of Triple H's injury, but this was another instance of back-to-back really solid shows. So yeah, that is my overall list, 15 B pay-per-views that I feel are the best within WWE history. Like I said, any outside of the Big Four, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series were on this list. And again, if people are wondering, where's this, where's that, I'll make it clear, plain and simple. If you didn't hear it, didn't consider for me to be considered to be good enough to be put on the list. It's that simple. Oh, where's this pay-per-view? Didn't make the list. Plain and simple, okay? So anyway, let me know in the comment section below about this list. Do you have any that you would say would be better, like replacements for some that I put here on this list? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed today's episode, folks, please remember, leave a like, subscribe with the bell turned on here on YouTube, and catch you on the next one. Thanks for listening, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.